Liza, Sam, and my better half, Jana. Say hi, guys. You know, we vacation. My wife, all of her childhood summers, we bring our kids to this really special place, 45 miles due west of here, a little place called Lost Valley Ranch back in Pike National Forest. This is God's country, I tell ya. It is great to be here in Douglas County. We just flew in. We just got off the plane. And who just flew in right next to us but the Denver Broncos? That was really cool. They just brought home a victory, and John Elway just sends his best. I want to tell you, you've had one of the hardest working congressmen working for you, a guy named Mike Kaufman. That man deserves to go back. And you have coming to work for you another one of the hardest working congressmen, this guy, Cory Gardner. He has done a great job. You are well represented. I want to thank my buddy Bob Beaupre as well. Bob Beaupre and I have worked together for a number of years. He is a good American, a good Coloradan, and I got to tell you what, it feels good, doesn't it? 2 more days. 2 more days. 2 more days. 2 more days. Look, and by the way, thanks for wearing the cheese heads. It makes me feel at home, makes me a little hungry too. Hey, this is one of those kinds of campaigns where Broncos fans and Packer fans can come together for country, can't we? Huh? And John Elway did have to remind me of the last time the Packers and the Broncos met each other in the Super Bowl. He played a darn good game that game, didn't he? Look, these are serious times. These are serious times, and these serious times require serious solutions, and it requires serious leadership. Let me read you a quote. If you don't have fresh ideas, then you use stale tactics to scare voters. If you don't have a record to run on, then you paint your opponent as someone people should run from. You make a big election about small things. You know who said that, don't you? You watch TV here in Colorado, don't you? Well, that's exactly the kind of campaign that he is now running. The very thing he campaigned against 4 years ago is the very thing he has become. He made great promises right up the street in Denver with all those styrofoam columns. He made all these grand promises, cut the deficit in half. It's doubled. He'd bring people together and bridge the partisan divide. It's the most partisan atmosphere we've had in the federal government in decades. He said he'd create all these jobs. He got into office. Remember, his party controlled everything. You see, the Obama economic agenda, it didn't fail because it was stopped. It failed because it was passed. He got everything he wanted. He passed this big stimulus bill where he borrowed all this money, spent it on cronies and special interest groups, and then he focused all of his attention on Obamacare. Not only Obamacare, not only is it a job killer, not only do 75% of the businesses that the Chamber surveys say they're less likely to hire new workers because of Obamacare, not only does Obamacare raid Medicare and ration Medicare, in 2 days, we're going to start putting ourselves on the path to repealing Obamacare and saving this country and getting us back on the right path. You see, when we see 23 million Americans struggling for work, when we see 15% of our fellow citizens living in poverty, when we see that we are 9 million jobs of where they said that we would be, when we see our religious liberties being threatened by our own federal government, we know we can't keep going down this path. We can't accept 4 more years like the last 4 years, and that's why we only have to wait 2 more days to get this thing on the right track and elect Mitt Romney the next president of the United States. That's right, 2 more days. We don't have to settle. We don't have to settle in this country. That is not what we do in this country. I mean, look at Colorado. I've been coming here since I was a little guy. So has my wife, since she was a little girl. This is where we come to have fun. This is where we come to teach our kids values. This is where we come to climb, to ski, to fish, to hunt. This is where we come to teach our kids those things. This is the state with the most beautiful horizon. And each and every one of us look at the horizon in our own life. And because we are here in America, whether by choice or by chance, we see this as the greatest country in the world. We see this as a country where we can reach our destiny and reach our potential, because that's what freedom and liberty and the American dream is all about. And we know we can get it back on the right path. That's who we are. That's what we do. That's what this country is built upon. It is not that hard. The president has taken us in the wrong direction. We know that we are on the wrong track, headed further down the wrong path. And we know that all we have to do is reclaim those founding principles: liberty, freedom, free enterprise, self-determination. The government works for us, the people, not the other way around. That's what we do in this country. That's who we are. And so, the reason Mitt Romney and I are asking for your vote is because of we love of country. The other day, and you've heard it on TV probably, President Obama is appealing to people's votes out of revenge. We are asking for your vote out of love of country. That's what Americans do. And the way we are doing this is we believe we should not just give you vague platitudes or run against the other guy or try and tear down the other guy. We're giving you ideas. That's why we keep talking about our 5-point plan. The reason we keep talking about this 5-point plan is we believe we ought to respect you, our fellow citizens, by giving you specific solutions. Real reforms for a real recovery that get people back to work. We got so much energy in this state, so much energy in this country. Let's use that energy in this state. Let's use that energy in this country. Let's put people back to work. Let's get jobs. It's right in front of us. It's right here. And for those men and women who are struggling, who are falling behind, who are in between jobs, get the bureaucracy out of the way, get them the skills they need. And if these are kids who are stuck in struggling schools, in the inner city, in the rural areas, let their parents take them out of that school and put them in a good school that works for them. We believe in education reform. We need to make more things, we need to grow more things and sell them overseas. That means open up markets and hold countries accountable so they play fair. That creates jobs. That gets us growing. And we got to stop spending money we just don't have. It is just so simple. Look, we have put the specifics on the table. We have shown what leadership looks like. And I got to tell you, thank you for coming out at this hour. Thank you for waiting in line. Thank you for enduring. Thank you for bringing your kids. Yeah, I appreciate it. Look, there is nothing stronger than a parent's love for their children. It's like your heart's walking around in somebody else's body, isn't it? And when we see what our government is now doing to them, when we see that half of the college kids coming out of school don't get a job at all or in the field they train in, when we see this mountain of debt that is coming to the next generation, we see that our country is on path to severing the legacy of this country, which has always been leave the next generation better off. If we don't turn this around, if we don't confront our economic and physical problems soon, and get this budget and this debt and deficit under control, then we will sever that legacy. And you know what? Colorado, in 2 days, let's prove them wrong. Let's fix that. Let's sever the path we're on and get this legacy restored. We can do this. It is right in front of us. It is right in front of us. Look, Jana and I keep telling our kids, in this country, you work hard, you play by the rules, you can get ahead. That's the American promise. And whoever you are and wherever you come from, that's what this country's so great about. That's what freedom is. We can fix this. We can do this. And it's going to come down to just a couple of states. You know this. You've seen a few of us around lately, haven't you? It's coming. And I got to tell you, it is bigger than just these paycheck issues. It's bigger than just cutting deficits. By the way, and when we look at cutting spending, there's a lot to be cut, but we should never gut our military and compromise our national security. We owe them everything. You've probably heard me say this before, but the reason I say this every time is because it's right in my heart. It is what we are. The founders said it so well. Our rights, they come from nature, and nature's God, not from government. That's what the Declaration of Independence says. That's the American idea. That's who we are. Our founders gave us this vision. It's a great idea. It's the only country founded on an idea. And our veterans, they did not fight for us so that we could exact revenge in an election. They fought for us so that we could live in freedom by honoring the creed and the credo of our country. That's what we do in this country. Look, so let's wake up. Let's wake up on Wednesday morning, on November the 7th, and let's look back and think. Did I do everything I could? Did I call everybody I knew? Did I walk on the streets and knock on the doors? Did I make the phone calls? Did I call those people who in Colorado, like in Wisconsin, they love the idea of hope and change? It sounded great, but now they're horrified at what had occurred. We can turn this around. Mitt Romney is the kind of man that will become a great president. He's a man of integrity. He's a faithful man. He's an honest man. He's a man of achievement. He's a man that does not demonize the other party. He's a man that does not belittle other people who don't agree with him. He's a man who brings people together. He has proven as governor. He knows how to reach across the aisle, get things done without compromising principle. My point is this. Mitt Romney and I, we're not going to run away from our country's problems. We're going to run at our country's problems to solve our country's problems, to fix this mess in Washington. That's what leadership is. And we are not going to spend 4 years blaming other people. We're going to get in there, fix this mess, and take responsibility. That's what leadership is. We're going to get this done. We're not going to replace those founding principles. We're going to reapply those founding principles. And right here in Colorado, you can make the difference. We need your vote. We need your help. We can do this. Together, we're going to get this done. We're going to look back at this moment and know that we secured America and the American dream for our children and our grandchildren. And we're going to do this. Thank you so much for coming out, you guys. Thank you so much for making this possible. We're going to deliver Colorado. Thank you, guys. God bless you all. Thank you so much.